Okay, so I want to build on what we did yesterday. When I kind of formalized this, Aldo came up with a question which I really loved, which we weren't recording at the time, and he asked how we could use the tarot to help him as a songwriter. And it was kind of an off the cuff question, and I really liked my answer that I came up with on the spot. And so overnight, I thought about it and said, I should codify this. Now, what we're doing is a variation of problem solving and brainstorming. How do we get to problem solving and brainstorming? First, in the white book, we learn not just the card meaning. I don't like the war on drugs, the war on terror, the war on tarot card meanings. That's not where I'm coming from. But I really dislike formula, repetition, memorization, card meanings. I mean, memorize card meanings, key words in the tarot. This is how we all learned, and it's garbage because you're using. Let's see if I get this right. I'm gonna have to put an L and an R, right? So we're using this part of our brain. Oh yeah, L for logic, right? We're using the left side of our brain to try to force meanings into the tarot. That's not how it works. There's not magic in the cards. The reason why the cards have images instead of just like written answers that we could just read out is that it's subject to interpretation. The images are supposed to spark this side of the brain. A little bit of imagination, mostly intuition. Now, imagination and intuition run on the same channels, right? The same channels in the brain. So it's easy to conflate imagination with intuition. That's why we have mystery schools. That's why I'm here today, right? So we stay away from that. So in the white book, you don't learn the meaning of cards. You learn the various meanings of cards dependent on the situation. Situation is the spread, the question that's asked, what you had for breakfast today, what mood you're in the moment. These are all variables because you could do one spread later on in the day. You come back to the same spread on the same question, get different answers, but it leads you to the same point. If it does that, in other words, if you're doing it properly, it's not that you have to always get the same cards or that, oh, well, just any cards can answer. It's that the images on the cards have to lead you to a certain place. Simple, easy, quick, right? So that's important. And of course, the answers that you may get. So we have two psychics side by side. Okay, one client asks a question, and both, was like 1, 2, 3, go. Both of you psychics give me an answer. Well, different cards will come up if we are doing this properly. I'm totally ruling out just throwing random cards because random cards don't work. If that's all tarot was, if tarot was simply random cards and people making up excuses, it wouldn't have lasted this long. It wouldn't work. I certainly wouldn't have had a career with tens of thousands of clients, most of which are satisfied. Hopefully more than most, but I don't want to brag. The point being is that if we are doing it right, and that's the whole point of being here, we do all the steps. We've gone over that before. I've got a whole academy on that, Easy Tarot Lessons, advancedtarotsecrets.com. You come over here, and I'm giving you free instruction today, right? So we're doing all that right. This is what we learn in the white book and the black book. Okay, so let's go ATS for Advanced Tarot Secrets. Not advancedtarotsecrets.com, which is a repository of information, plus how you get into these free classes. But it's also the name of the book, the Black Book, Bible of Professional Tarot Readers. We start with this. We learn the meanings of the cards, and then we learn spreads, right? What they are, how to use them, how they help us, God, how they make life easy. If you have to read tarot cards without spreads, like you were never taught spreads, just here's some cards, figure it out for yourself. If you've never had access to spreads, once you get a well-designed spread, and I know everybody's like, but the Celtic Cross is a really, really good spread. It's a workhorse. It's just not very exotic. But you know what? The bottom line is you don't get paid for exotic. You get paid for being right. You get paid for giving a lot of details. You get paid for going over and above. Celtic Cross just happens to be that spread for you. It's not the only spread you should use, but it should be your number one spread because it's a great overview spread. And this is what you want in your back pocket at all times. Somebody says, blah, blah, blah. You say, let's do an overview of the situation. We don't just have one answer. We've got all these pieces of the puzzle contributing to the answer. And sometimes those pieces will argue and fight. And sometimes they'll be like, yeah, I support you. That's real life. Go to any company. There's going to be cliques. Go to high school, right? There's going to be cliques. There's going to be jealousy. There's going to be jocks. There's going to be nerds. There's going to be Stacys and Chads and Tyrones and whatever the kids are saying these days, right? There's going to be all kinds of people, and there's going to be the pretty people and not so pretty people and the smart people and the stoners and the people like me who are like, hey, fuck it, I'm quitting early and going to college. And then there's going to be people like my dad who are like, you're not going to college. You're going to work in my vacuum store. And now you know why I got into the tarot. Actually, I was in the tarot earlier than that, but now you know why I ran away from home. Like you really needed to know that. So the point is that this is exactly what we're going to see in a spread. We're going to see chaos. I'm not justifying random cards. Random cards are wrong, but it is almost certain that in your average tarot spread, there are going to be cards that don't get along, and this reflects the real life situation. So don't fall into the trap of thinking, oh my God, the tarot cards all have to get along and agree, and the tarot never says bad things, and I don't read reversed meanings or tell people bad news because that's all doom and gloom. No, get that out of your head. Just tell the truth, right? Don't worry about it. Remember what I said earlier? Not today, but earlier is think of each spread as a research project. Now it takes all the pressure off you. You are researching and you're sharing your findings. Wow. When you look at it that way, it takes so much pressure off of you, and you always read better when you're relaxed. This is what you learn in school. This is why we have school. So, we got the card meanings in various situations, right? We have spreads, and we go here and we learn what to do with those spreads. Now, we have games and exercises that are designed to strengthen your intuition. That's important, obviously, and also build in muscle memory so that you understand this goes there, that goes there, and how that was from Star Wars. Kind of is technically Empire Strikes Back, but it was like that goes there, that goes there. I always want to say this, but always cite your sources, right? Or maybe not. But I do. This is all the stuff we learn, and when you learn the games and exercises, it's a fun way to really bring yourself up to professional level. You cannot get through these two books properly, that means kind of reading them and doing the work, without graduating to expert level, professional level. Because after all of this, the last half of the book is where the fun really begins. So you had to go like through 3/4 of the information to get here. It's all the fun is. And this is why brainstorming, problem solving, tarot for authors, all kinds of stuff. You have the book, you know what I mean? It's in there. So the point is to get to being able to do songwriting stuff. You just need to be able to do this stuff. All right. So you can, if you're just walking in off the street, sure, you can try it. Great. Good luck. If it's not working, or if it's too hard, or it's too confusing, or Chat GPT, or whatever they're calling AI by the time you finally read this, if it can do a better job of writing songs than you got to go through this. You got to go through it. It's worth it to learn the skill. All right, so we've done all that. Now we're at a point where, like Aldo, we are a songwriter, and we want to come up with ideas, and we want something new. I'm going to get a card here. This software imports images really big, so I'm going to have to shrink it down. This just happens to be at the top for, I guess because because it's date modified. Okay, fine, whatever. And because this was at the top, it gave me an idea. We're going to do a honky tonk song. Just because, what is it? What do they say if you play a country music song backwards? The truck backs over your dog's alive, your wife comes back, you're not fired anymore. So we're going to write, I'm going to move this over here, just kind of move it up. And what I'm doing is I'm using the cards to help illustrate what's in my brain. This is the process, is we're using placeholders and we're using these to help us better understand the process on a subconscious level. Much like, okay, so I've been studying ChatGPT just because, whatever. This is not an endorsement, by the way, you can get it for free. So the way it works is ChatGPT, or just GPT, and 4 just came out, right? So let's say 3 was not very smart, and then 4 is like really, really smart, except a human is like crazy super smart, right? So no offense to GPT. Matter of fact, let me get off of this level with the card, because that way I can hit delete and not delete the card also. That's what I did last time. So the point is that I want you to think of GPT as a intellectually challenged assistant. That's really what it is. You say, I need this, and it goes, okay. You're like, well, that's not what I wanted. So you have to go, I want this, and I want it this way, and write it in this. What's going on here? See, this is my Mac Pencil is a horrible assistant, right? So I want this, okay, but I want it written in this style. I'd like it this long. I'd like you to have this attitude. Pretend you're this person. You got to give it all these different instructions. Well, that's literally what we're doing here with the tarot. So tarot is like, here it comes, this grandpa humor, right? Chat GPT is, wait, no, the tarot's the Chat GPT of the 17th century. Ha, ha, ha. So we're using the tarot like we would a virtual assistant. We're saying, okay, here, I'm recording my thoughts by putting them down. This is telling my subconscious, because obviously our subconscious knows what we're doing because it's creating the words we're using. But at the same time, we want to send messages down into the subconscious. This is a big thing in the New Age. Send messages down into your subconscious. Well, I give you a hint. You don't need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on gurus, although you're welcome to. I'm not trying to put them out of business. Just get yourself a $20 tarot deck, because, tarot decks going up or $50 or whatever the cost these days. It varies. Get yourself a tarot deck. So we are using our cards to send information down into our subconscious. So we really have a two-way communication flowing here. So I'm going to write a honky tonk song, and it's going to be about heartbreak. Oh my God, I'm going to write an achy breaky song, right? So no offense to whoever that guy was, but or the girl who said, let's have a dance contest and started the whole thing. And we're going to brainstorm lyrics, themes, motif. Maybe we'll make an entire heartbreaking album. People seem to love bad news in songs. That's why we have the blues. That's why we have a lot of breakup songs. That's why Alanis Morissette has a career. Love her to death, right? That goes back to like 90s. Sorry, everybody. I'm old. So the point being here is that by using our cards, we really reach into the depths of our subconscious, and we don't unlock. It's not like Trent, not Trent, sorry, Trent, and sorry, Maynard. It's not like Maynard said, prying open my third eye from Tool, whatever. We're not trying to pry anything over, and we're not trying to take a crowbar and wedge. We're just massaging. It's not a mass in using astrological terms. It's not a masculine thing. Kill, smash, destroy, bind, torture, kill. No, it's not that. It's from a song, by the way, if you recognize that. We're just massaging it. This is the way. It's a very feminine energy. Again, this is using astrological terminology. This is polarities: positive, negative, masculine, feminine. Nothing to do with gender, physical gender of human beings, or non-specified gender. It's got nothing to do with that. It's literally, these are the terms that we use. So fuck it. That's what we got. So we're massaging this open. Right. So let's all become better songwriters without ChatGPT. So yeah, we're in a race with ChatGPT, right? So you're over there, we're over here. It'll do it faster, but we're going to do it better. So this is a visual reminder, and it helps us put ourselves in a situation. Now we're already on the plus side, because we could just take and do what faux New Agers call a vision board, which is just a bunch of other people's pictures, stuff clipped out of a magazine. because that's not our stuff. We have no tangible connection to it. Therefore, our subconscious is like, yeah, okay, fine. You got pictures of other people's crap, big deal. There are techniques that you need to use if you're going to use those to really anchor those to you. I'm not going to teach them here. So we're using this kind of like oh yeah, the reason why we don't use a vision board, right, with just random images is, and here's a lesson straight out of mystery school, so you know what you're going to learn over at the Academy to the Nation. Again, easytarotlessons.com or advancedtarosecrets.com, easyastrologylessons.com. Going to bring free $1,000 astrology course. I only read it at $500 because nobody believed I'd give away $1,000 just to everybody for free. They just won't, so I devalued it. But it's the same thing. It's the same, you know, it's still super high value. And it's free, so I'm not trying to sell you anything. Check us. Okay, fine. That was from Happy Gilmore, because I love that movie. So the reason why we're not doing this is because, here comes the secret. Our subconscious mind has been programmed since birth. Every one of you, no matter what you believe, no matter how anti-tarot or religious you are, even in your mind, you who is sneaking in here and listening, trying to debunk all this, even Mr. Skeptic, that was a gender specific thing. The tarot has been programmed into your brain as being metaphysical, as accessing our intuition, as being some kind of magical thing. Whether what you believe or are aware of is correct or not, subconsciously your brain has been programmed by the media, by anybody who's, you know, told you proper information or garbage, by maybe books that you've read or even brochures, even just going to an occult shop. Well, look, there's a tarot card. Driving down the road, you're not doing anything, and there's a big psychic sign, right, with the big hand. It's always got a big hand, right? Because I don't know why, but every psychic that has a big sign is suddenly a palmist. You know, palmistry, tarot, astrology, numerology, phrenology is always fun. None of those have to do with palms except for palmistry, but there's always a big giant hand. And you'll see tarot cards, you know, and whenever anybody wants to go, ooh, mysterious, spooky, guess what? It's a gypsy, you know, again, Hollywood gypsy, or it's tarot. Let's work this to our advantage. If our subconscious mind readily accepts that the tarot is magical or will connect us to our intuition, let's do that instead of random pictures of things that we might accuse of being spiritual or metaphysical. So when we want to use a tool to help us brainstorm, right, help us solve problems, help us create something, that's what we're doing today, and we want to harness the power of the divine, you know, doesn't matter whether you believe or not, the idea that there's a collective unconscious or whatever you want to call it, I don't care. If we want to harness that, yeah, you get a free boost. It's like a video game. Here's a free power boost. Yeah, tarot's the video game of 17th century. I don't know why I said 17th century. It's been around since like the 15th century. No, 16th century because it was 1500s. Sorry about that. I get that screwed up. So it is a free power boost. So okay, let's just do that. All right, so let's just get right into it, right? So we know what we have to do, how we have to do it. We've already kind of practiced. The point is, you've gone through all the things. You've learned how to brainstorm and problem solve with the tarot, so you understand the basic concepts. We're not going over all that today. We're just going to say, here, let's just write a damn song. So using something like a fixed position spread. Okay, so you know, card 1, card 2, card 3, not 1, not 2, not 3. You guys know what I feel about that. We're using a fixed position spread where each a card position is where a card will fall. It's an invisible spot on your spread cloth or the table or your lap in front of you where you go, oh, I'm going to do a past, present, future spread. Okay, well, this is going to be the past, this is going to be the present, this is going to be the future. Or you could read, what is it? That way to that way, right? Past, present, and jerk. Let's get an eraser here. Future. You could be top to bottom. Oh, look, now I got 6 cards. No, I don't. I've got 5. Learn to count. Sorry. Learn to swim. Right. Going back to the point being, I know I'm just full of references today because I'm having a good time. I'm blaming this brand new coffee I tried. It's really good. Yeah, I could blame it, but I'm almost this way. So the point being is that a blob spread is just like, here, we're just going to throw some cards. Only idiots do that. We're going to use a fixed position spread because each position is going to help explain what that card is. Now, we already know this because we read the white book and the black book, right? We know that here we got a past, present, future spread, which is a blob spread, except for the fact that we have decided I am doing it left to right. So apologies to my Hebrew friends and anybody else who might choose to read right to left if we're doing left to right. When each card comes, this is the only one we have to worry about. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe this is the one we have to worry about, right? Because we don't want sucky cards for us right now. And we really don't want horrible cards tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be the now, well, 24 hours from now. So there was the dangers of anticipation, like, you know, from a metaphysical point of view. Holy crap, the damage we do to our psyche, just worrying about what's going to be coming. And then the way we ruin today, which gives us a horrible starting off point for tomorrow. And also kind of, you know, prepares us to have a crappy tomorrow, so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So let's all just think happy thoughts, right? So the point of a past, present, future spread, just as an example, is each card position tells us, okay, here, just using this, you were unhappy in your relationship, or you are, wow, you are unhappy in your relationship. Or, haha, it's going to suck to be you, isn't it? So we can see how much more valuable that is in interpreting a card. How much more valuable is that to our client? If we just go here, let's do a 1-card spread. Zing, oh, that card came up. Well, what does it mean? Well, is it saying this just happened? Is it saying this is in a state? Or is it saying the moment you walk out, your spouse is going to go, smack, I'm leaving you and taking everything, and because you're a bad person? We don't know. I mean, you can say, oh, I don't need that, I'm so psychic. And yeah, nobody is. So this is why we have fixed position spreads. Now, moving on from something as simple as past, present, future, I'm going to go to what we call Old Faithful. I know nobody likes it, but it doesn't matter because it's the best spread in the world. And this is what it's the most popular spread in the world. It's one people use over and over and over. Technically, I've improved it. So, you know, we have this version of it. It's in the black book. I'm going to use the old-fashioned version that Arthur Waite created. I know he said, oh, it's an ancient Celtic. No. It wasn't an ancient Celtic secret, because ancient Celts did not have tarot cards, nor did they and they didn't have runes. They didn't stick it around. That was actually a Norse thing. But even if they did, right? Even if they had the Ogam, right? But they didn't, you know, they didn't line up their stones, you know, like this. That was totally something that Waite just created. And it was so hip to go, hey, it's hip to be a Celt, you know, or Egyptian. That's why they were Golden Dawn, including Crowley. They were always, look at me, I'm dressed like an Egyptian, or I'm changing my name to become Celtic. I'm not Samuel Mathers, I'm McGregor Mathers. Yes, I'm not Ed Crowley, I'm Alistair, or Ed Crowley if you prefer. I'm Alistair Crowley. See, look, I changed my name because it's all fancy. This is what they did back in the day, you know. All right. So the point being is we're going to use the this is a +1, right? This is my +1. So specifically, it is card 1, card 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look, I can count 7, 8, 9, 10. So the flow of energy has been accused of being a Fibonacci spiral. It's right. So it's yeah. The updated version is more like that. It was a golden circle kind of thing. So each card position, as you should know, tells us a lot about the card that's going to be there. As a matter of fact, I want to show you a special trick. I don't like using the word trick. I mean, it's not a bad word, right? But when we say trick, and talking about the tarot, all of a sudden it sounds like we're trying to get over on people. And absolutely not. No, just no. But let's do this. Here, I'm just going to hide this card for a moment. There's a spread. Talk about a no spread reading, which we talk about in the black book. How about a no card reading? This is a super advanced class, by the way. So, yay. So how about a no card reading? For those of you who think you are beyond, the realm of education, or you've gone through, as well you should have, all of the stuff we teach you, and you're ready to go out there and terrorize the world with your amazing knowledge, the amazing Jonathan, or whatever your name is, that's some other guy, Jonathan, right? I want you to prepare yourself for a no card reading. And I want you to practice this on your cat. This is a licensed image, by the way, so don't worry about that. And then this is the logo over there, so yeah, don't worry about that. And licensed software, right? So everything's kosher here. I want you to prepare yourself by doing no card readings. And yes, I said no card readings. And I want you to go over each card position and what it means and bounce that card position off of your client. Now, it would help if you already were a licensed therapist, psychotherapist, psychologist, psychic. I just threw that in there. What's the other one? Psychiatrist, whatever, brain doctor, neurosurgeon. It would help, so you could say, hey, I'm going to write a paper on this, blah, 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 blah. And don't forget to cite me, you jerk. But client walks into the question, right? Or a conundrum, we're just going to go question because the querent actually asks a question. Q-U-E-R-E-N-T, could be querent. I don't know. Nobody uses that word. That's why I always just use the word client, but you guys know that by now. It just makes things simpler. And you should always, I'm going to say it again, you should always treat all of your readings for other people as if you are being paid by a client. So using the word client reinforces the level of professionalism you should bring every time. So blah, 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 this question. There are no cards. What does card position 4? We're just going to still call it card position 4, even though there are no cards. What does card position 4 tell us? Even in a null or blank state. And technically, it's not a null state because it's already been given a position. If we invent a brand new spread, we just go, I like this shape. It's a snowflake. Look, I've got the snowflake spread. That's not a political statement. But you can use it on snowflakes. I don't know. So I've invented the snowflake spread, and it's a very happy spread, right? But it's very delicate. This is a null state. We said we like this pattern, but we haven't assigned card meanings yet. And we should talk about, remind me, maybe tomorrow, I will teach you guys how to design your own spread, including the snowflake spread, if you remind me of the snowflake spread. That's a null state. These cannot be null states because we already know card position 4 is what specific causes, events, circumstances, environments, intentions, emotions, what thing, not like from the Addams Family, if anybody remembers. No, that was Cousin It. The thing was the hand. Wow, it's been too long. I need to go back and watch that, like every episode, because obviously the only real Addams Family was the TV show. Sorry, Raul Julia, you're awesome. So yeah, the thing that got us here in the first place. So this is a huge mistake beginning tarot readers make, is they think card position 4 is the past. And that bothered me because when I was growing up, that's what we learned. I read Eden Gray, I read all the other books. It's like, here's what happened in the past. What they didn't say was these are the events, circumstances, environments. You know what I mean? This is the stuff. Okay, so it's not the thing now, it's the stuff. This is the stuff that got us here, because this is the here and now, right here, right now. So it's right here, right now. Right here is who you are, what you're doing, what you're experiencing. And then this is the affecting it. So for example, when I say the here and the now, the here is you're on a picnic, because it's always fun to go on a picnic. I don't know why I've always used that analogy. It's just a fun picnic. Card number 2, turned sideways, generally facing this way. Although I've met a portion of my students who say, no, that way is facing upright. So again, much like reading right to left, left, right, I'm just going to assume that this way is upright. However, if this way is upright to you, it is just as valid. I don't have a dog in that hunt. I don't even have a hunting dog. So don't give me a hunting dog, because then I'd have to feed it, right? So card number 2, number 2, which goes on top of ... card number one down here. This affects card number one. You're on a picnic. It's raining. You're on a picnic. There's a lot of people there. You're on a picnic. It's bright and sunny. You're on a picnic. There's ants. Card two will shape and define the quality of your experience. But this is all right here, right now. Isn't that like a song or something? Right here, right now. Oh God, my 80s references. Yeah, so let's just simplify this stuff. So this is right here, right now. This tells us how we got here. I know we're supposed to be doing songwriting, but look at this. We're talking about, and this is good because this will help us understand this better. So no spread reading. You get the hell out of here, right? This shows us how we got here. So this is why this is a great exercise in helping you communicate with your client, the querent, the person across from you. If you need, put a fucking mirror up there and talk to the hand. No, talk to the mirror, right? Does anybody ever say that anymore? Probably I don't know if they do. But hopefully nobody ever say it to me. Hey, hello, Mr. Hand. You're not supposed to. No, that's not what it means. Can I draw a happy face on her hand and then I'll talk to her hand and I'll just like make the insult into a joke, but it's dismissal, not so much the insult. I'm gonna get the words right. So anyway, here we are. Right here. Oh, you ever been to the mall? You see that giant map, and it just got a little dot. It says you are here. Technically, you are here. Yeah, right. So you are here. Get rid of all that. Well, yeah. This tells us back to that. This tells us how we got here, right? Uh-oh. This tells us foundation. This is the next thing that's going to happen. And then it's going to lead to that outcome. Or this outcome will happen whether it is congruent. Thank you, Tony Robbins, for that word. Whether it's congruent or in sync with this. So, for example, you lose the match, but win the Super Bowl. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Life happens like that, right? He loses but gets the girl. It's a stupid movie trope they play over and over and over. Like, oh God, is that really all it is? All right. So the point is that this is the outcome everybody wants to know when they cast the Celtic Cross spread. And most of you are going to do this. You're going to go right to the outcome. Hey, I'm on a date. Let's go right to the bedroom. No, it's otherwise why go on a date, right? There's all these fun things that go into this. There's like what you don't want to happen, what you do want to happen, what you're avoiding, what you're really praying for. Is this jerk helping you? Card position 8, right? That's always other people. Is that person helping you or hindering you? Who is it? What's going on there, right? Yay, outcome. In fact, let's erase that. No outcome yet. We don't know the outcome. So let's do a song where we don't know the outcome. Now, we verified why we use, for example, a Celtic cross. So this is a song about this. So the question now, Aldo, and I'm going to want you to just type in chat, are we unhappy now or are we going to end unhappy? See, because now the Celtic cross lets us go, were we unhappy in the past and or are we unhappy now? And okay, are we unhappy? Card position 1. Are we unhappy now? Or is someone making us unhappy, right? Card position number 2. See how this, just by using our cards and a little bit of logic, we're able to shape the theme. Now you should have a pen and paper, by the way. I know you can use, nobody uses that. We use digital link. Look, the problem with technology, as you can see from my experience, is that technology is great until it stops you and breaks your flow. I'm not being a Luddite when I say get a pen and a paper, get a moleskin, right? Those are really popular. Get a yellow pad of paper. You don't even have to spend any money. You go to the library and take some little squares of paper and one of those half pencils. I'm not saying steal, but you got no money. Can you do it on your latest tablet, iPhone, watch, Google Glasses, whatever. Sure, a 3D printing thing. Of course you can. Pen and paper, and don't get a pen that's like just does not write. You don't. The thing is, you want to make sure that technology, even if it's a pencil or pen or paper, does not get in your way of your expression, your creative freedom. Because the moment it does, blam, you're gone. Yeah, you got to stop. Your logical side takes over. So maybe you might get angry, but you got to go. Oh, here's a red pen. See, oh, now I'm writing in red. For anybody who's not super creative or doesn't think themselves super creative, it's okay. We're all creative. Some of us just need to really be trained how to tap into that. So a free lesson on that is first rule: get rid of all distractions and drink heavily. Okay, don't. Kids, stay in school, don't do drugs. All right, it's a joke. It's a joke, son. It's a foghorn leghorn. It's a really bad impression. But yes, all the greatest geniuses in the world used to drink. And I'm not going to talk about the other stuff they used to do because that's a family podcast. Wait, it's not a family. It's not a podcast. My point being is have yourself a pen and paper and STFU. Just fucking trust me on this. This is what's happening to you now, right? So we're writing this down. So just by using Aldo, I need some words from you. Otherwise, I'm just going to come up with myself because I'm doing this for you, my friend. Are we unhappy right now? And or I used to be unhappy and then I met you. Wow. We don't even have cards yet. So we're kind of still working on our no card reading techniques, kind of a free lesson here. But thank you. That's a great message. Or I'm unhappy now. Will I be unhappy tomorrow? So this could be a question card, a mystery card. How is it going to work out in the end? And there doesn't, again, we could write a headless song where there's not really an end, headless in the sense that we do, this is our entire song, right? I don't know what tomorrow will bring, but we'll face it together. Holy crap, I just wrote a crappy song lyric, right? So here it's me and you, and we're together, and we're looking at this. Oh, what is it? Wait. I know this one. Oh, it's the 10 of cups, because you've got the guy and the woman, and he's like, oh, I'm grabbing your butt. She's like, stop touching my butt. And the kids are going, la, 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 dancing. There's some ducks over here you can't see but they're looking at this rainbow. So this isn't the end of the road, but this is what because whatever tomorrow brings. So again, see, whatever tomorrow brings, if we take that card out, here's another lesson. Let's do this. And again, this is the idea of brainstorming. You can see we're using tarot to brainstorm right now. This is actually what a tarot brainstorming session looks like. I'm going to try to change the color here. Normally it should be an easy process, but there we go. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I'm going to change it here to go, let's get rid of this and say, I'm afraid of nothing. Or you want to do a really blues song. Was it Jim Morrison said, I've been down so goddamn long that it looks like up to me? How about, I ain't got no hope for the future? How about, I'm in denial, try to make me go to rehab? I said, no, right? Or I don't know what's going on. So just by removing a card from the spread or the position, we don't even have cards here yet. Like here, right? We said, we don't know what's going on here. Well, let's get rid of this. I don't know what's going on. And then we write a song about, I don't know what to expect. If it's like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, oh, there's that song. What's going on, right? We could, and this is what we talked about yesterday, is you can take, using all these techniques, right? Let's do this. Let's take your favorite song, drawing a circle makes it a thing, encapsulates it, all these individual parts. And parts is parts. It's from a Wendy's commercial a million years ago. It was chicken that was concurrent with where's the beef. You see, I told you I'm old. Um, when you draw a circle around something, what you're doing is you're encapsulating it, saying these individual parts are parts of a thing. That's kind of cool. So we're taking this song. This is your favorite song, or a song that you like. You know, let's do time warp again. Oh wait, let's do. That's right now, and saying let's do. Okay, I'm saying let's do, meaning let's do that again. Time warp again, meaning we did this in the past. It's just a jump to the left. That's right now, right? It's jump to the left, and then it's a step to the right. Put your hands on your. Oh God, it's been too long, right? I used to play Frankenfurter for like years and years in Los Angeles. Whatever. But see, the thing is, I never got to do the time warp. I was always standing there going, everybody else is having fun. And I'm standing in this stupid cape. I want to do the time warp. I was like, no, you can't. It's not in the script. Sorry. And then Frankenfurter dies in the end. Sorry for the spoiler alert. Oh yeah. And then see, we all fall down, right? So we know that here at the end, we all fall down, and then Janet and Brad are like, oh, okay, we're just gonna back up, and we're gonna what did we just back into? But that leads to the next thing. Riff Raff is singing I Remember during the time work, drinking this moment's win. Black was hit me, and why, what's at the foundation of the time warp? What do we not want? What do we do want? Here's what other people are doing. Everybody's doing time warp, right? And what's our outlook on the situation? We can break down a song in order to understand the process. So when it comes time to do our own, click, there you go. So this is the official lesson on how to write a song. And when I say write a song, this could be, we're going to start off easy. We're going to write a song or a poem. This kind of leads into Tarot for Authors, which I fully blocked out in the Black Book. We're not going to, but this kind of helps us in that direction. This also helps us when we're plotting out a business strategy or plan. The idea is that this card here, I would say now, is really a significator, right? When it comes down to it, that Three of Swords turns out, in hindsight, to be a significator card, which we all know what that is. Do we need a significator? No. Does it help? In this case, absolutely. So using nothing but a deck of cards that maybe you bought at a thrift store or a swap meet or a yard sale for anywhere from 50 cents to $20, I don't know, or you went to the store and you bought one on Amazon because they sell everything now, whatever. But you only had to make that purchase once, or maybe somebody gave you one, or maybe you stole it, because if you're into that, please don't steal, right? Don't stay in school, don't do drugs, and don't steal, right? Whatever. But I'm serious, it's not cool. The stealing part. Staying in school and doing drugs, that's totally different. So my point here, this has been a significator card that started us on a journey of writing a song about our achy breaky heart, or something along those lines, right? Not that specifically, because that would be plagiarism. We don't want to do that. Poof, be gone. So what I've done now, do we have to use the Celtic cross spread? Absolutely not. We can use a this or that spread. We can use a spread that says, option one, option two. We are going different ways to get to the same place. We can say these things will come to there. We can say two sides to an argument. We can read on anything. And the whole point of a spread is finding which spread is right for the job at the moment. Roundabout is a great how to, don't do that. That's not funny. How to spread. If you want to say, is there a how-to song? There's all kinds of how-to songs, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. And I obviously bad at melodies, right? The bottom line is, if you're drawing a blank or you don't want to put a lot of fuss into the actual tarot part, just do a Celtic cross. You know the meanings, and also watch what happens next. When you've done your Celtic cross songwriting, right? You've put down some amazing cards. You're like, This is a visual representation of my not achy breaky. I can't stop saying that now, right? You say it once, it gets, no one was a hit song. It gets stuck in your head, right? Doing our country western song where, you know, it's like bad things happening. It's a honky tonk song, right? It's a very, or a blues song, right? It's a very sad. Oh, Elton John, sad songs, right? We've done all of this, and we're really happy with the lyrics that it has generated, because the process of this is you're talking yourself through this, you're writing notes, you come up with a lyric, you write it down, you represent it with a card, you put in a card, and you're saying, well, this kind of happens. And that, and again, you're just kind of talking out loud. It's not hard. It's easier to do it than it is to explain it. As you've seen, like if you were watching from the beginning, you saw I actually did that. I actually came up with some lyrics just offhand. So as you're looking over this, you're like, well, I was here and I was there, and this happens now, and I don't know what's happening next. And because we're using the tarot, our subconscious mind is like, oh, you want to tap into your intuition, like that yuppie commercial a long time ago. Oh, it's you, Bob, right? So their intuition is like, oh, you want this. So it gives us carte blanche treatment. Or no matter how uncreative we may feel, using the tarot card doesn't really trick our subconscious. I don't like the idea of like tricking the subconscious. It encourages our subconscious to go, hey, dude, I know that guy. You're the guy from All American Burger. I know you from All American Burger. I see another movie I got to go back and watch. Typically, right? So, a long time ago. If you're wondering how to actually translate this into words, that's the whole reason why we do the white book and the black book, and we're not using keywords. You burn those out of your skull. We are understanding the nature of cards. What I want to get to before we run out of time is that at this point, we've done all this, right? So let's clean this up just a tiny little bit. So we've done all that. Technically, it should be like that. Now, if you've read the black book, right? Look for patterns. Look for themes. TRNS. Themes. Hidden spreads. And then don't forget past 4. Go through the entire thing and go, how does it flow? Check the quality of your work. Chorus, verse, A, B, C, the different ways you write songs, that kind of stuff. Verse, chorus. No, however it goes, could be chorus, verse, right? All right, so this is a whole bunch of stuff, just craziness. And a lot of it is about how to write song lyrics, which again, you can use these same techniques, which we go into in the course, obviously, on business documents. Now think about this. Use this technique for your corporate clients when you're brainstorming, problem solving, helping them through things. It's not like, oh my God, you asked a tarot reader? No, we're not just flipping out cards. We're actually, technically we're building a spread, right, versus casting. If you don't know that, take the course, go and read the black book, it's all there. But we're building instead of casting. We're approaching all of this professionally. We've gone through all of our study. Hopefully you got certified. You're more than welcome to come. This is why we have certification. We want to make you esteemed and also feel confident you earn that piece of paper with the wax seal and everything. I'm going to stop recording.